Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Feedback Friday. Today we will be looking at some of the new changes with the recent patch as well as some bugs that have occurred as a result. But first up, we have some big news in regards to ranked play. You can now only queue for a ranked game as a solo or duo party, meaning ranked matches will see a maximum of 2 duos and 1 solo party paired together. This is an attempt to stop 5-man pre-mades from stomping anyone who wants to solo queue, and this should hopefully also see an increase of players playing ranked because of this. But speaking of parties, an online friends list has now been added to the matchmaking party system, making it easier to invite your friends to queue with you. As well, your team's merc selection are now visible once placed into a matchmaking lobby. We also have some shiny new trinkets for the highest rank you reach when the season wraps up, and boy do they look snazzy. Players who took part in ranked matchmaking before this week's update will also receive trinkets for their efforts depending on how high they placed in the pre-season. The numbering system of each rank has been changed to feature a less confusing name-based system from recruit to master, and a change to the skill limit you will face when queuing for a match has been tightened up. The maximum skill difference you should see now will be a difference of 5 ranks at the most. The Australian and Asian regions have also been disabled when trying to queue for a ranked match in order to avoid the overly long queue times due to the small number of player counts in these regions. You can still queue for a match if you're a player from these areas, however you will have to choose between a US and EU server, increasing your ping but finding you a match much quicker than before. A small change to Thunder sees a decrease in 2% to his hitbox, which may not seem like very much, and while some players see this as somewhat of a joke, without shrinking his character model this is the best that can be done without losing a good deal of hit registration. Team Shuffle votes are now also available for execution, and speaking of execution, the same HUD for team and enemy merc portraits within execution are now found within all other game modes, something the majority of players are not happy about, myself included. While it is a great feature to be able to check the status of your enemies without having to open the scoreboard, it does make keeping track of your own teammates much more difficult. The biggest problem being for medics, who have to constantly monitor their team's health, now have very small and difficult to monitor health bars for their teammates. This has been causing a ton of buzz on the Dirty Bomb subreddit, so we may see a fix to this in the upcoming weeks, at least hopefully. But hey, you can now cancel the server list refresh if you see an appealing lobby and don't want to lose track of it as the server list continues to update, as well as now being able to trade in specific merc cards for that same merc. Previously, if you wanted to, for example, trade in a Sparks card along with some other cards for a new Sparks card, you were unable to use that Sparks card and worry that you would receive the exact same card back. Well, instead of making it so that you will not receive the same card that you just traded in, a warning has now been added letting you know the possibility that you might be a little disappointed should this happen. Spectator mode has received some new control options which are fully customizable via the settings menu, and the profile tab has seen some minor visual improvements to the merc and weapon stats pages, special weapons unfortunately not having their time or kills tracked. In other news, the bug that caused players to be unable to fire their weapons has been, for the most part, fixed. But there are still a couple players who are experiencing this. A QA tester over at Splash Damage has put some valuable input in regards to this, saying that they thought they had it nicked, being able to reproduce it with 100% accuracy and fixing the issue that caused it. But it seems that there is another method of triggering this bug, which they unfortunately couldn't find at the time and are working on resolving it now. A bug where reloading would be cancelled should you sprint with the double time augment has been fixed, but I personally didn't realize this was a bug. With the option to cancel reload by sprinting being a feature that you can toggle in the game settings, you can now no longer perform this cancel if you have the double time augment, and the bug that caused mercs with the mechanic augment to not take priority over those without it has thankfully been fixed. In other big news, there has been a change to how teams can track the progress of objectives in an attempt to encourage more tactical play. These changes include disarm progress only being trackable to the person with eyes on the C4, EV repair progress being visible to all defenders as long as one teammate has eyes on the EV, and defenders will no longer be notified when a carryable objective has been dropped or picked up in the field, only being notified if it's been picked up from its starting position. An idea that I actually personally enjoy, however I'm a little unsure as to why only the EV progress is trackable to the whole team, yet C4 defusal progress is player specific. Back to bug news, Proxy's mines have seen an unintentional nerf to their deploy capabilities. Previously, you could throw these mines with their forward velocity matching that of your movement speed. However, with the fix to the double health and ammo pack glitch, we now see a bug causing proximity mines dropping like rocks when they are deployed. Splash Damage's QA team is aware of this issue, and we should hopefully see a fix to this soon. Debug text is appearing for players during certain audio triggers, such as when performing a quick chat or automated voice line, Bushwhacker screams when being burned being the example shown in this picture, and there is also an issue in regards to the rarity sorting of special loadout cards. Instead of grouping specific special cards together, they seem to be mixed up as you can see here. In this picture, you can also see that there is no alphabetical ordering within the rarity group of this player's cards, yet for this player, all special edition cards seem to be considered the same rarity and are grouped alphabetically. A little strange to me, but damn dude, look at all those cards! Anyways, that's just about it for today's video, so I hoped you enjoyed it and learned something new, or at least found me somewhat entertaining, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, take care everyone.